Okay, now we need to check how can we run for the localhost this system or this message. First of all, we need to check the POM file. In the POM file, just we have I have let's wait to open my POM file because I didn't add any dependency from the list when I created my project. So here, if you see the parent is the parent of this, so it means this project is a child of this parent. Because if you see here my Maven dependency, we have multiple dependency here, but just here if you see just I have 1, 2, nothing else, but here we have more than 2. So this parent, this dependency is from this parent. Now to work, we just have the Spring Boot starter and Spring Boot starter test. How can we add my dependency? So, and what we need to add to my dependency? Okay, now I need I have the parent. Okay, I have the first boot starter and also the Java starter test. Also I need Spring Boot starter web. Yeah, from here I need to have the starter web. How can I add my starter web? Just go to Maven and then if you see here Maven repository.com and search for what we need to search for the Spring Boot starter web. Okay, Spring Boot starter web, just click here and then from 254, the latest version now, just copy this and go to Spring Boot and edit here. We don't need a version now, so it's okay. Okay. Also, I need the web MVC. So can be web MVC Spring Boot web MVC. Now I need the Spring web MVC, so first one, let's check Spring Web MVC from Org Spring Framework. So also we need to add this, Control C, and add it to here from dependency, another dependency, and also we don't need the version now, so because Control A, Control I, just to format the code. Okay, now if we save it, okay. So we can go to POM file, just right click to POM file and Maven update project. Yes, it's on. Okay. see here updating Maven project 25%, or just when you click Control S here after you add your dependency, you think it's refreshed also and it's updating, but it's better to use updating project. 75%, okay, 880, yes. So now in the Spring Boot we can just go to create another package. Suppose demo.welcome package. Okay. And from this package we can create a class. Suppose this class is welcome. Press finish. Okay. Here, if you see here, I need a annotation Spring Boot application, and from welcome I need two annotation REST controller. Okay, just put some mouse in the RS and import this controller. Okay. And here you can see public void. Or I need to return a string. Yes, I need to return a string. Welcome Spring sample problem. Okay. Any name of this function. So we need to return because it's a return, and here I need to check example welcome to Spring Boot. Okay, Control S. So now in the Java, so we don't need this. Just delete it here and just Control S. And from the welcome Java, just I have a function. It's return a string because this I need to return this message in the localhost. And any name here, welcome Spring X, Y, Z, what you need to do, what you need to write, it's okay. And return a welcome to Spring Boot. So go to Java now and right click here and run a Java application. Still 45%, 100. Yes, Tomcat started on port 8080 and started Spring application with 26 minutes. So if you can see here, if you go here and then check the localhost 8080 and just print enter. 8080, it's nothing, it's error page. Yeah, why it's error page? Because I don't have here any welcome page in welcome Java. So how can we do this? By at request mapping, and if you need, maybe you can put the value in something like a welcome page /welcome, and just some mouse in the request mapping and annotation is okay. Just here you can stop the server and then run it again. From run again, run as Java application. So till now we have a Spring Boot application and this one annotation. Another annotation is a REST controller, and the third annotation it's a request mapping. So with welcome /welcome localhost 8080 /welcome, we can return this message. Okay, the server is started. Still in progress. Yes, 8080. Now if you can see the localhost, yes, this is error, and then when I put plus welcome, it's error here. Yes, welcome to Spring Boot. You can see, but if you don't need example like this, you can just do the slash. Yeah, so it means here when I put my slash, so you can see the request mapping with slash, just to return the welcome to Spring Boot without any endpoints. Okay. Okay. Starting server, root application, port 8080, yes. So here now in the localhost, if you can see just slash, you can see welcome to Spring Boot. So okay, let's define another package here, and this package, suppose this demo.user. Okay, and in the user we can new class, and here we have the user. Okay, suppose I have the user and I have the ID of the user private. Let's take the ID as a string. Also we have I have the first name, I have private string, also last name, also I have private string email. Okay, suppose just we have this now. Okay, and then let's create a getter and setter. Just right click and go to source, generate getter and setter with the ID, with the first name, with the email, with the last name. Okay. Let's see the first. Okay, that's here, and then also we need a constructor. Also we can create it by manually, or just go to the source and then generate constructor using for. Yes, this is a constructor. Okay, it's a better way to work with Spring Boot. So we have a class, and then I need another class for controller, and third class for service. Let's check. Example, I have another class. Let's name this, it's user controller. Okay, user controller can put just here at rest controller. Okay, and add this with the mouse import. Yes, and also I need another class for the service. Let's also user service. And here from the service, just we can add the add service. Traffic cannot be resolved to a time. Yes. Add service from 0 type service. Okay. Now we have, let's leave this and then open file. This is the Java class. Just we have the Spring Boot. Okay, Spring application.run from the class name, the class, and the args. You have the, also we can do this now. You have the, I have the user. First, I have the for ID, first name, last name, email, and I create getter and setter and also the constructor, and I have the user service and user control. Suppose I need to I need a function from the controller public. I need to get all the users. Okay. Example, I have user 1, user 2, user 3, user 4, user 5, etc. Suppose user 1 has ID, first name, last name, email. Second user also same. Third user same. And I need to, when I click here just for the localhost and example, I mean users, it returns the user 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. How can we do this? By Spring. So let's go to user controller. So here, what we need to return, I need to return a list of users. Why a list? Because it's, I need to return user 1, user 2, user 3, and every user has ID, email, blah blah blah. So it means that we need to return all the user. So here we need to import Java list.iter. Okay, and here just because we need to return something, yes, it's not important now. Let's check. Now I have the REST controller and I add the service. Let's go to service and suppose I have the user 1 equal new, just we need to call the constructor new user. What we have in the user 1, ID, yes, first name, yes, last name, okay, and email, yeah. Because in the user, the constructor, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's take user 1, first name Jad, do this It's okay. My name. Okay. First name, email, jad.@gmail. Okay. Suppose we have another user. Example, have user 1. Okay. And also suppose we have 4 users here. User 2, user 3, and user 4. Okay, here 2, here 3, here 4. Okay, let's need to check Madeleine. Also okay, Monday. Check. Okay. Okay, probably I have the Gmail. Okay, Madeleine also have the Gmail, and Council also have the Gmail. And also I have a function public, also list of user, get all user, and we need to return the users here from from Italy. Okay. Which user here? User 1 or user 2 or user 3 or user 4? Or because I need the page to return all of this, so we can make a list here. Make a list with user, list of user. Let's name it users. Okay, because I need to compact all the user here for array. It as list of user 1, user 2, user 3, user 4. Yeah, and here just put this. Or we can just here return this and delete from here and put it here, so it's equal. Just Control S. Okay. Okay, now I need to call this service from the controller. Here, let's make a private the service. What's the service name? It's a user service, user service. Okay, so we call this service, just I need another annotation. It's a auto byte. Okay, I need a auto byte notation. From here now we can just return to user service dot, what I have the function in the user service, I have the get all user. Okay, this suppose it's X, it's not dependent here, so just the get all user, it's from the user service from here, because here this function it's get all user. If example this Y, so we need to get from user control dot Y. Okay, but we can define the same function of get all user, it's not okay. Okay, from this I need also another annotation for the request mapping here. Request mapping here with value equal can do the slash users, yes, and also from here okay. Just you can put the mouse here and then you can import, or just when you put the mouse like this and just control space, then edit the rotation, the line. Okay, just right click, stop the server. Okay, from now from the Java, yes, let's run as Java application. Okay, we're sending back to different profiles. Sorry, I need much time to run it. Okay, now it's run. Just go to localhost and then you can see now the users. Refresh. Okay, slash users. Yeah, so we have 4 users. One, this second user, this third user, and this is the 4th user. Suppose now, okay, from request controller, I need another function like slash ID. Sometimes the ID equal user 1, sometimes user 2, sometimes user 3 or 4. So example here, if I put ID user 1, I need to return the user 1. If I put user 2, I need to return the user 2. Okay, here just get all user, get user with a specific ID. Okay, and also here I need to change this function to get user ID, but this is not including in the service, so I need to create another function here. If you put the mouse, create message get user ID in type user service, so it means in this user service. So I can directly click here and then you can see. Okay. So first of all, what I need to return? I need to return list of user or just a user, because here I have users. I have a list of users 1, 2, 3, 4. But if example I write like user 1 or user 4, so I need just to return user 4 here, this one. So it's not a list, it's just a user. Yeah, so it means here you don't need a list, just a user 1 or user 2 or user 3. And here, yes, change method type to list user to users. Oh, sorry, I need to change in the yes, from the surface. And here also I need to return that. We'll check now what's happening here. So now the controller from user 2 or user 3, but I don't know which one I need to return here. Example, I can put just user 1, so it means like 2 endpoints here, so it's not true. But I need to here a variable changing sometimes user 1, sometimes user 2, sometimes user 3. So this is why I need to return an ID, variable ID. And from public here, I need to string ID, okay, and give this to ID, okay, and go to the service now. Here we need a string ID, yes. If you know a lambda, so we can work with lambda here with just can return users dot filter dot string, sorry, dot string, yes, dot filter can do like t dot get id dot equals to id dot first find first, yes, dot or else here dot or else, okay, or else none, yes. I think it's true now. So we need two users for filter to this. If the t.getID equals to ID, so we need to find first, or we can return. So save it from user controller. Okay, I think it's fine. Get user ID, user service. Get this function from the user service, and from the user service everyone we can here just make a book for, and then check if the ID equals, so we can return this ID. But with lambda it's better, easy to just right click. Okay, now stop this server again. Go to Java application, just right click and run Java application. I think we have an error because I didn't add the pass variable for the ID. Let's check. See, now it's run, okay, but here, so from the localhost, okay, this is welcome, just users. Okay, it's working also. Now if I need to select to find which user 4, okay, user 4, it's not returning anything because it's empty, or user 1. Why? Because here I don't define the user with the user controller with the string ID. Don't know which ID it is here. Just we need to add another annotation here. Pass. I need here a pass variable. Is pass variable with the string ID. Now if I save it again and then stop it and then go to Java, right click, run as Java application. So it's working on the localhost 8080. So just refresh this now. Yes, it's user 1. Suppose this it's user 2. Yeah, we return the user 2. Return the user 3. Or 4. Suppose I need to return a user 5, but I don't have a user 5. Yes. It's empty. See you on the next lesson.